Hello and welcome to The Update. I'm Michelle Stevenson. Well, former Attorney General Christian Porter has dropped his defamation action against the ABC, and that's over a report that they had on historic sex assault allegations. The national broadcaster says it never intended to suggest that Mr. Porter had committed the alleged offences, but it won't be paying damages. Mr. Porter says it was not about the money, though.
You can never turn the clock back on this sort of reporting, and that's why it's so wrong. And not just wrong for a politician, but for any person. It was never about gain. You could never gain from an action like this.
Well, Victoria is being warned that its COVID outbreak could get worse before it gets better, with 11 new cases identified. 3 of those are in aged care. There are increasing questions about whether the lockdown will end as scheduled as pressure ramps up to get Australians vaccinated. Deputy Chief Medical Officer Michael Kidd says everyone needs to do their part.
And it's also important that we are all vaccinated, and when it's our turn, because some people may not generate as strong a protective response as other people.
It's as the NRL confirms that Origin 1 is on the move. Townsville will now host the opening game due to the COVID crisis in Melbourne. Well, the daughter of former US President John F. Kennedy is lining up to become America's next ambassador to Australia. Caroline Kennedy reportedly set to be appointed by the Biden administration to the role. Now, Qantas boss Alan Joyce is pretty keen to get other businesses to join his company in offering up rewards for those who get vaccinated. And Australian Fashion Week kicked off in Sydney today. It's the first fashion week in the world to have a physical runway and audience since the pandemic took events online. To sport, and Sydney will host as many as 4 games this week in the AFL due to the lockdown in Melbourne. Dreamtime at the G will be played in Perth. And the New South Wales Blues have suffered a blow, losing Tyson Frizzell for the opener with an ankle injury. In entertainment news, and Olivia Rodrigo has rocketed to the top of the US albums charts with her debut, Sour. It tops off a massive weekend for the singer, who became the youngest solo act to record a #1 in the UK singles and album charts in the same week. Now, Emma Stone has praised the costume designers on her new film Cruella for helping her perfect the Disney villain. The actress says the people behind Cruella's look did half the job for her. And Amy Schumer has taken a pretty funny dig at John Krasinski and Emily Blunt by saying they have a pretend marriage for publicity. The subtle dig was in a post telling fans to go see their new flick, A Quiet Place Part 2. And that is the latest from the Nova Podcast News team. We'll see you tomorrow morning for another episode of The Update.